with Georgie Garden.
Good evening. 3 people are dead, more than 30 injured, and dozens are tonight homeless after fire ripped through a nursing home at Quakers Hill. Here is the latest information. 32 people remain in hospital, 14 are in intensive care. Dozens of residents who weren't injured have been moved to other accommodation. A strike force has been set up to investigate the cause of the fire, and at this stage arson has not been ruled out. Tonight we have comprehensive coverage from our reporters at the scene and at hospitals in Sydney's west. We begin with Mark Burrows.
An early morning mist at Quakers Hill, cleared to reveal a dreadful scene. A charred black hole in the heart of a nursing home. Somehow, out of that, dozens of elderly residents, their faces blackened by smoke. So many saved in one of the most extraordinary of rescues. Nurses started the evacuation. Fire officers with breathing gear then went in, working with police. All of them risked their lives.
And it was extremely difficult. They couldn't see their hand in front of their face, so they had to crawl on their hands and knees. The roof was on fire above them, so you can imagine what it would be like for elderly people in their night clothes. Some of them confused, suffering from dementia, so it was a horrific scene.
88 residents, they were carried and wheeled to mattresses that covered the grounds outside. Neighbours pitched in, lending a hand and some soothing words.
We've been helping them with blankets and just staying with them when they're scared.
Ambulances lined the streets and beds filled the footpaths.
Okay, how's your breathing feeling, all right?
The fortunate looked on at fellow residents who had not been so lucky, trapped in rooms as they filled with smoke.
The smoke is just overwhelming, but, you know, we got a lot of people out, so that's the main thing.
There were bewildered faces everywhere, but the curbside care was faultless.
These people looked after you.
Yeah, my own. Thank God they're here.
As the news dawned, loved ones rushed to the scene.
And the nurses, they're from the nursing home, they're all here from home, still doing their jobs. Unbelievable.
Katrina Mulford was one of the first relatives to get to the home.
It was just horrendous. Just people everywhere, bringing them outside, taking them out the front, making sure they're okay.
Katrina helped save her grandfather, Iggy. He was soon found a new home.
We'll buy you all new stuff. We don't care.
There was despair, though, for loved ones who did not make it.
Our thoughts and our hearts go out to the families and the residents today on what is just a dreadfully sad time.
In the days and weeks ahead, a cause will be pinpointed. What we know now, though, this was a fire that could have been catastrophic if not for some very brave souls.
With 2 very young police, one of them a probationary constable, shirts covered in soot and dirt from the fire, who were instrumental, in my view, in saving lives. They are heroes in anybody's language.
Mark Burrows, 9 News.
Few are more vulnerable than the elderly residents of a nursing home, and in Quakers Hill this morning, many were too frail to make their own escape. They simply had to wait to be rescued, while family and friends had to endure an agonising wait for word that they were safe.
They huddled on a street corner a few hundred metres from the nursing home. There was nowhere else to turn in their desperate search for news.
I don't know what happened and where he is.
The fire started in our mother's wing, from what they've seen on the news.
Sue Webke's mum is 83. Can she walk?
No, she's completely bedridden. She's completely bedridden.
They were asked to ring a hotline, but it was flooded with calls. For one man looking for his mum, the stress and strain was too much.
I don't know what to do. I'm helpless.
Then after nearly 3 hours of uncertainty, a young police officer suddenly appears with a list, and they hold their breath.
Romulo Feliciano. Yeah. The only information I got on that person is that they've gone to hospital.
People found, the relief overwhelming.
Who is it? It's my father.
How old is he?
He's 82.
He's 82 and
he's 82 and he's still kicking.
Good boy.
Not much, but he's still kicking.
That's tremendous.
No, she's good. She's a Westmead, so it's all good. Can you just let everyone else know?
Then the officer has one more name.
Werner Webeck.
His message, short and sweet. She's in hospital somewhere. She's alive.
How good's that?
Just now I need to know where she is. I need to give her a hug.
They later found Werner at Hawkesbury Hospital suffering minor burns to her face and hands.
No, I love her. She's my darling. She's my hero.
Back on the street corner, the policeman had further updates, and it was not all positive.
And there's a couple that are in this categories that she's not accounted for.
Then a nurse delivers some news. Yes, she says, he is safe and well. Some people knew their loved ones were okay after seeing them on the morning television news. Simone Kelly got a phone call from her dad.
He rang me this morning as I was on my way to work, and he said that he was coughing, and I said, "What's wrong?" And he goes, I'm all right, there's a fire."
Eventually all the checks were completed, everyone accounted for on this saddest of days.